Alright, I want to talk about something that a lot of people in their 20s are quietly dealing with, but not as much talk about openly. And that's just not knowing what you want. Like, what do you actually want out of life? Or even, what should I do with my weekend? What should I even do with the next 2 hours? Something that sounds super simple to a lot of people, but can also be really overwhelming. And I've definitely been there. And here's what I'd used to do. I would usually just turn on my phone, open Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Not because I actually wanted to watch something, but because sitting alone with that feeling of, I don't really know what I'm doing, is really uncomfortable. When this happens, scrolling really can just feel like the easiest way out. Social media is the best at stealing your attention for as long as it can. It's really good at making me think I care about all these things that deep down I really don't. And then after, when I finally put my phone down, nothing has changed. I still don't know what I want, and now I'm just a little bit more checked out and confused than what I was before. And I think most people can relate to that cycle. So here's what I've been doing differently. And I'll be honest, I felt a little stupid at first, but the results have been real enough that I actually want to talk about it. I started setting aside around 15 minutes a day just to be alone with the thoughts. In a quiet, dim-lit room, and really just let myself think and try to follow one line of thought at a time instead of having like 47 different ideas bouncing all around at once. I know it's pretty much just meditation at that point, and yeah, it kind of is, but I don't mean like the stereotypical thing with like the candles and the weird music and the app telling you to like release the tension. I just mean like sitting quietly and actually giving your brain a chance to work through stuff without constant stimulation. Usually sit and think about one specific topic instead of trying to clear your mind of everything. And I know there's like a stigma around this, especially for guys, that meditation kind of gets written off as like soft or weird. And I genuinely think that that's kind of a shame, because what it actually does at a basic level is just calm your nervous system down and give your thoughts some room to really just organize themselves. That's really the whole thing. And when you're calmer and more organized, you start to get a much clearer picture of what you actually want out of life. And here's really the thing I've realized. Like I said before, we're stimulated basically 100% of the time now. There's always something competing for your attention: your phone, your music, your TV in the background, your notifications. And when your brain is constantly being fed this input from the outside, it never gets a chance to produce output from the inside. You can't hear what you actually want because there's always noise drowning it out. And I think this is why so many people feel lost. It's not that they don't have answers, it's that they've never really actually sat down long enough in silence to hear them. When I started doing this, even just 15 minutes a day, things started to shift pretty fast. Not in like a dramatic overnight transformation, but more of like things that were foggy started to get clearer. And like what kind of career actually excited me versus what just sounded impressive to other people. Also things like what kind of people I want around me, what I actually value versus what I thought I was supposed to value. Those are the big questions you're not going to figure out scrolling through someone else's highlight reel at midnight. The way I actually do it is I go into a quiet room, I get comfortable, I like to have like a low amount of light, and obviously not have my phone in the room. And I really just sit and I try to focus on one specific thing, or just one question at a time. Something like, what do I actually enjoy doing? Or what's been bothering me lately that I keep pushing off? And I really just let my brain work on it. When my mind drifts to something random, I really just try to pull it back in. And that's kind of what meditation is. It is kind of like a mental workout. It's really hard at first. Your brain is really just used to jumping all over the place all the time. But the more you do it, it really just gets easier to stay with like one long thought and really get somewhere with it. I've been doing this pretty consistently now for a while, and I'm going to be real with you, it has really changed things. Not like my whole life overnight, but overall just my priorities have been so much more clear. My goals feel like mine and less like things I just absorbed from other people. And when I feel anxious or overwhelmed, now I'm a lot more likely to actually sit with it instead of immediately reach for my phone when I get a little overwhelmed by some thoughts that I have. And I think the reason this works is pretty simple. The answer to most of the real questions in your life, who you want to be, what you want to do, what actually matters to you, the stuff that's already in you. It's not in a YouTube video, which is like kind of ironic. It's not on someone else's Instagram page. It's not going to come from another productivity podcast. It comes from actually getting quiet enough to hear yourself think. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed or lost, like you just don't know really what you want, I would really recommend just to try it for at least 15 minutes. A quiet room, just one question, see what comes up. You might be surprised what's already in there.